Hey everyone, we're going to do some TA on Chainlink today, and I want to tell you the levels where I would be buying for and the scenarios that I'm going to be looking out for moving into this year. Chainlink has been range bound for about 9 months and it's going to make a decision soon. So let's dive into the key levels. If that sounds good to you, go ahead and like the video, subscribe to the channel, and without further ado, let's crack on. Chainlink has been a really interesting coin in this bear market because it's essentially been range bound and has actually outperformed Bitcoin towards the second half of last year, and only during this recent pump has Bitcoin outperformed Chainlink, and it's really remained stagnant between this $5.3 to $9.3 range. Taking a look at some of the downside targets first on a broader time frame, is the main thing that I'm looking out for here is a 4.8 to 3.6 levels potentially being hit, which is the order block that we have just below us, and we haven't quite tagged that level yet. We've just been stuck in these ranges, really clean ranges, 3 touches on the downside and 3 touches, on the upside of this range. And until any of these ranges actually get taken out, you have to sort of stay level-headed and just assume that it's going to do the same thing. But I do want you to be aware that most of the time these order blocks do get hit, and it wouldn't be the most likely scenario for me that Chainlink just never sees these lows again of $5.4 and it just continues straight up to the moon, right? I wouldn't be surprised for us to tap into this at some point this year. So what that might look like is if we get some kind of clean breakdown into the downside at about $4.5 and we can hold here for a little while, maybe we just can form some sort of consolidation and then move back up. Or the other thing that I'd be looking out for with the volatility of the altcoins is that we can definitely get some kind of flush out, okay, and maybe we get some sort of tap into here, take the liquidity, fill out some orders, and then swing it back into the range. I think this would be the best play and the best pattern that I would see for Chainlink to take as a trade, because these swing failure patterns, like I've said before on Bitcoin, are really strong. And if we can get something like this, tap into here and then close back into this range, which we've been in for 9 months, that would be a really strong decision point for Link that the bottom is probably in there. Taking a look at the VPVR, you can see that this whole area is a low volume block at about 5.7 towards the bottom end of the range, and all the way down to the top of this order block at about 4.8, 4.9. So, that's another reason why, because we have such low volume here, is that, we might get some kind of quick move down and then snap back into this level. So that's the most likely long-term scenario that I'd be looking out for Chainlink. Taking a look at some of the more shorter term downside targets on Chainlink, I'm looking at $6, which is the order block that we broke out from. I would expect some kind of retest of this level at some point later in the year, and like I said, that might coincide with Bitcoin $20,000. I'm always looking for untested order blocks down below us to tap into for any quick flush out, so these are the levels that are most likely to get hit if we get a quick move down. And we're right in the middle of the range, so it's really difficult to actually decipher where Link is going to go from here. But like I said, just down below us at about $6, you've also got these wicks around the same area, okay, at about 6.2 to $6 where we've had support in the past. So you can see that just from a horizontal standpoint of horizontal support, that it's a level that we're looking to tap into. You can see that those low $6 areas as well are areas of horizontal support that we've previously had in the past, okay. You can see that a number of times it's an area that we've bounced from, and you can see that if we do manage to take out this 6.28 level, which we got on the 19th of January, and we make some kind of quick flush out, I still think that support is most likely going to come in here and we get some kind of bounce to the upside. Taking a look at some of the levels above us, we've got 2 clear horizontal ranges that we want to be looking at. The first of which is going to be this level at about 8.3. So that's essentially a level where we've had number of times horizontal resistance in the past, and if we make it past 8.3, again you're looking to swing this back to the top of the range at about 9.4, and you can see these clear wicks to the upside here on Link. So that would represent a opportunity of about 17% onto that first band, and if you want to take it to the top of the range, you're looking at about 34%. And if the crypto market actually remains pretty bullish and we hold some of these key lows, and we do manage to take this trade down here into about $6 and then move it up into here to about $8, again, these are some nice trade ideas that you can take for the short term of about 30%, and even to the top of the range of about 50% for Link. But I can't deny that on the long term, Link does look pretty good. And the lowest that I can see, like I said, is probably a move down to about $4.4, because This to me looks like, you know, accumulation at the bottom of a trend. And if we get some kind of wyckoff, like I said, we move basically down here, tap in and move back higher, and then continue our ways back up, you know, I would look at this as a potential consolidation at the bottom of a bear market, and then basically taking prices higher. And remember that, you know, consolidation precedes expansion. So when you get these massive moves that you can see in the past, just like these ones that we saw in the last bear market, where we were stuck in these ranges, and Link really likes to stay in these ranges before it moves up. But when it moves up, it really just moves up straight into that next level, and, you know, trades off horizontal support resistance pretty well. So if you get a 9-month consolidation, I would expect, you know, quite a big violent break up to the upside. Previously, when we had 9 months to a year of consolidation in 2019, 2020, we moved up to that next key level, and that was a 300% pump, okay? And in that, the consolidation that proceeded after that, which lasted about 6 months, okay, we made a large move to the upside of about 171%. So if we just take some of these key levels of about maybe 150 to be a little bit more conservative, and 300% to the upside, you know, it definitely takes us, you know, within reason to some sort of level of about $32. So I wouldn't be surprised that if eventually we get this breakout from $7.5, okay, that we're probably going to end up challenging some of this horizontal key support levels, key resistance levels at about $36 above us. And again, if the bottom is to be somewhere around this $5 mark, okay, even if we were to move a little bit lower into 4.7, $4.8, where is that 0.618 Fibonacci level? It's lurking at exactly this $35 level. So I would imagine that this is going to be a target for a lot of algorithms and a lot of profit taking if we basically move out of this accumulation range. Something else that I want you to take note of that we mentioned in some of our last Chainlink videos as well is the seasonal effect of Chainlink, and it seems to go in you know, the direction of the 4-year cycle of Bitcoin, because we tend to, at the start of every year, we actually see most of the rallies that occur in Chainlink actually start at the start of the year, and they actually peak out in the summer months. You can see in 2019, 2020, and 2021, that's exactly what we got. Sometime that peak was between May and July, August. And you can see that in the last year, we basically went through a standard bear market. So that was the year that we didn't see it, okay? Last year was a down move for pretty much all the coins. So if we were to break out of this range, okay, let's say just like we did in some of the other previous cycles around that February level, and we basically move sideways and then break out of here quite cleanly, we take out 9.4 and get into that $10 range, I think that that would give us a good shot this year, if crypto can remain pretty healthy, of attacking this $36 range. And check out the 50-week moving average. That you can see that whenever we have been above this 50-week moving average and we hold above it and consolidate it quite well, okay, so we puncture into it, move into it impulsively, hold that level, every time that has been in previous bull markets a real nice area of support and value to join the trend on Chainlink, okay. You can see all of these times, and then we basically peaked and then the reverse happened. So if we come up to the 50-week moving average here, which is going to be somewhere around the top of this range that we are currently in, okay, at about 8.6, that maybe if we get some kind of impulsive move here in about $12, move sideways, okay, and then this will start to coil over and then create us that level of support. Again, this could give us that momentum to really start moving higher, because if history is anything to go by, then the 50-week moving average is going to be really important for Chainlink. So my most likely scenario here for Chainlink is that we will just stay within this range. I think there may be a possibility of one deviation just down here into that 4.7 range for Chainlink. Definitely a scenario that I'll be looking out for. But I think as soon as we break this 9.4 level, if we manage to break above that, break above the 50-week moving average, hold that level and just consolidate out here, I think that Chainlink honestly is looking pretty good for a move to retest some of these highs at about $35. Not many coins have actually shown this level of strength in the bear market, because a lot of them have gone straight down. But when Bitcoin was going down, you know, I think Chainlink was actually performing pretty well, just going sideways. And if we take a look at the Chainlink BTC valuation, you can see that although we've been on a downwards trajectory since the start of the year, overall we actually made our low in Link BTC back in May 2022. So like I said, actually it's been performing pretty well. Oftentimes it's really hard to buy when the price is going sideways for a lot of these altcoins, and you have to be pretty selective with them. And although I think that Bitcoin will outperform for a good chunk of this year, I do think that some of these coins are going to have their time in the sun. And you know, when you see this at the bottom of a trend, which is a sideways pure accumulation range, okay, when the market is starting to tip to the upside, it is telling you that the selling is rounding off and stopping, okay. And like I said, this could form into a really interesting Wyckoff schematic as well, where you know we basically have this range, we break down from this range, have that fake out, which is why this is a scenario that I'm most looking out for, this order block over here. And if that happens and we can close here, like I said, I think that buying Chainlink at these prices is probably going to be a good idea for the even buying from here up to that $36 range, if you think that we can get there in the next year or so, is about a 6x move from here. So if you got some value from this video and you got some insight of where you should be buying, where you should be selling, and you know the levels that you should be cautious of on Chainlink, go ahead and smash the like button below, and I'll come out with some more videos at the end of this week. Until the next video, peace out.